Okay, I changed that password. Hi, I'm Abbie Gemillion, your host of Common Sense, and today we're featuring a Torrance-based business that defines itself by you not having to worry about your internet security. It just works. A day without viruses and cyber attacks is what makes C3 Systems and Security in Torrance, California a success.
C3 Systems is a technology consulting firm and a managed service provider. So we will assess someone's network, go in, lock it down, and make sure that their users are supported, the servers are running smoothly, and there's no security breaches.
And like some technology giants, C3 began in the most humble of places.
I started the company in 2003 in my garage. I had worked for .com, and after leaving the .com, I decided that I wanted to be in business for myself, doing technology support.
Word of mouth and a strong focus on customer service and satisfaction took his operation from his garage to an office with staff.
Oh, it's inherently the best way to build a business. When you can do it based on word of mouth, it's your friend. You know, it's your friend telling another friend, these guys are good. You can come to somebody and say, here's the job we did for your friend, and here's how their company runs. You saw the cool stuff we did there. They're happy with the results, so let's help you out too.
So what was it that was so attractive that drew him and his employees all to tech?
So the simple answer is it came naturally. We do this stuff for fun. So when it comes down to our own home networks, our own business networks that we help out with, really this just comes as second nature. When we plug something in, we want to make sure it is secure. So just like somebody would plug in their home network, we do it on a grander scale. Let's just say it's a breach attempt. We want to figure out where it's coming from, what originated it, what the purpose may be behind it, and we're thinking about all of these factors so that we can go to the business owner and say, here's what to be aware of. Here's threats that may be coming down the pipe too. So we like to get the whole picture, not just a plug a hole in the dam and hope that it doesn't pop up again. It's find out why.
It's the why that makes companies like C3 invaluable to others that are trying to protect their most vulnerable and important secrets, their data, their methods, and their customers.
Network security is just going to be a bigger and bigger issue. Truly, I don't think companies are making products that are going to be Loctite secured completely for a long time. I mean, everything from your internet surveillance camera to your internet doorbell to your lighting system, anything at some point is breachable. A phrase I've used before is security is a process, not a product. So you can't just simply buy something that's secure. Somebody will figure out how to pick the lock on your front door. Somebody can do that through the internet now.
And there's more than just the online services that C3 provides.
The room behind me is where we will take in servers for prep, we'll do networking setups, we'll do all of our prep work that we need for a job, and it's also a repair shop. So anybody that wants to bring in their computer for repairs and upgrades, we deal with that for our business customers. We'll do everything from computer prep. We'll take a brand new computer out of the box. We'll get all the Windows updates on it. We'll make sure the security's in place, load our management software on it, and then either pack it up and ship it out to a client or have them come by and pick it up. So for us, it's a spot that we can be sure we've got a stable internet connection. There's no hackers, there's no viruses, there's nothing weird that might get into a computer before it gets out to a customer.
Don't click that link. When we come back, we'll continue to tell the story of C3 Systems and Security by taking a tour and finding out what the day in the life of a computer consulting company is really like. But first, trivia. What is the term for fixing errors in a computer program? That and more when we come back. Welcome back to Common Sense. Now, the answer to our trivia question. What is the term for fixing errors in a computer program? Debugging was the term used for fixing computer errors, coined by Grace Murray Hopper, a computer scientist and rear admiral in the U.S. Navy. A moth had gotten stuck in the gears of a computer Hopper was working on, stopping the computer from functioning. When the insect was removed, the machine began working again. The term debugging has stuck around, but when we refer to it now, we don't usually have moths in mind. So, what's it like to work at C3 Systems and Security? Advantages include a collaborative environment, a family atmosphere, and having the challenges of adapting and overcoming threats on the internet. And the staff are all self-professed nerds who are passionate about IT.
We like people that are truly techs. They're nerds that really like working on this stuff. People that enjoy technology and will be doing it even in their spare time too. So people that like researching, the people that like finding out about tech, about security, anything that interests them is usually something we can use here in our business too. The trustworthy portion of what we do is imperative. You have to trust your tech just like you trust a lawyer, just like you would trust your CPA. I mean, the work that we do has exposure to every facet of somebody's business. So being able to say you trust them implicitly is key because they have access to every single file on your server, your email. It's pretty scary what they would have access to. So any tech, I think, needs to be vetted and trusted greatly.
And their office mascots help to keep the mood light, even when they have to have their game face on.
Well, Dilbert over there was given to us by a client named Arla. She's a total sweetheart, but I don't know where she got it, but she showed up one day with that in tow. And it was, here it is. And I think it's been in our office for at least 8 years now. So it has survived 3 moves and a flood. So Dilbert looks over us, I guess. It's between that and our Darth Vader vacuum.
And with such a close-knit and referral-based business model and hiring practices, the fabric of the corporate culture just shows how truly local C3 is.
The culture here is pretty open. It's very casual. Our day-to-day work environment is figuring out what we're gonna eat for lunch is the biggest debate of the day. It's a very chill environment. When it's time for the game face, it's the game face. So when we do a migration, when we do a breach response, everybody is all hands on deck. Everybody is very committed to making sure the job's done.
And the process of virtually batting down the hatches can run the gamut. They've also seen firsthand the consequences of poor IT protocol. But what does that exactly look like?
The client in question had an IT vendor that basically treated them as a full-time job. He would show up, once a month or twice a month, did very little work for them, barely managed anything, and he was demanding a pretty large salary for it. We came in, find out stuff that was not being done, updates weren't there, pirated software is in place, used laptops were sold, and it was just a complete shocker. And that's not terribly uncommon. We've come across that several times over the years.
And scenarios like that emphasize why it's so important to have good IT security and good IT training.
It is important. I mean, there's a trust factor there. So for staff training, you can do phishing awareness training. You can actually do a trial run to send off emails from the good guys and actually see who clicks and say, ooh, who clicked? Who needs training? Further training.
But what's all this talk about phishing? Isn't phishing a sport? Somehow, I don't think we're talking about the same thing.
Phishing attacks we have seen explode. If somebody's email account gets compromised, they get access to all that person's email, then they put a forward in place that bounces their email out. So any emails that person was getting the accounting department, invoicing, receivables, no matter what it is, those go out to a third party. And that third party can do whatever they want. If there's credit card numbers in there that are coming through, they've got them.
And if phishing wasn't enough, there's a more advanced form of phishing called spear phishing that's even more targeted.
Spear phishing is a social engineering impersonation attempt. So what happens is they will craft an email from the owner's name of the company, from the controller, from the CFO, and they will send it off to somebody in the accounting department, for example. And it will appear to have come from them. But if somebody looks closely at the email address, it actually says, add another domain. Or if they hit reply, it shows that it's going to another domain afterwards.
And that's a big deal with real-world consequences.
An advertising firm we worked with several years ago, an email came through from the owner to the controller, and the wire transfer was completed within minutes. As far as I know, the banks weren't able to retrieve anything. The money was out the door. It didn't get caught soon enough, perhaps, but at the end of the day, that money was gone.
But all of this talk about phishing and spear phishing is relatively new. One of the oldest forms of cyber threats still plagues computer users today.
It's the classic worm virus. So if something gets in, they're inside the network through a port forward, for example, or through another means, they will spread to other devices that are all susceptible. So if something's susceptible, it could lead to other breaches that aren't even of the same nature. They can put a backdoor, they can sit there silently, they can wait for the next attempt that, oh, there's not a vulnerability for this product today, but they can catalog your network and say there might be someday, and they'll sit and wait in that device just for the right moment.
And if viruses weren't bad enough, now the threat of virtual pirates lingers in your inbox.
What they'll find when they open it up is they will see a little text message that says, here's where you pay the ransom. Here's how much ransom you owe. I believe in never paying the ransom. always have good backups, always have good security in the front line so it doesn't happen in the first place. The ransom should be the absolute worst last option, and I would say don't encourage these guys. Get good backups.
Don't go away. When we come back, we'll find out what C3 Systems and Security is doing to give back to the community. But first, more trivia. From 1962 to 1977, what was the computer-controlled launch code for the U.S. nuclear missiles? That and more when we come back. Welcome back to Common Sense. So, the answer to our trivia question. From 1962 to 1977, what was the computer-controlled launch code for the U.S. nuclear missiles? The code was 0000000. According to Dr. Bruce Blair, a launch officer during the early 1970s, this was chosen by Strategic Air Command in an effort to make the weapons as quick and as easy to launch as possible. Now, is it me, or does this remind anyone of Spaceballs?
So the combination is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the stupidest combination I ever heard in my life!
Giving back is part of what makes C3 Systems and Security a dynamic part of the community.
We love working with local companies. The fact that we can run into our clients at Trader Joe's, the fact that we can interact with everybody on a daily basis, we use our clients heavily.
C3 Systems also encourages interns to come work at their company and get valuable real-world experience in the workforce.
We love interns. It's been great. Actually, our past 2 interns were a huge surprise. One of our clients said, hey, can my son work for you for the summer? And he starts here, and he's amazing. He does programming. He programmed our video wall to move all the windows around and put all the things in the right locations.
With a number of cities in South Bay scrambling to become Silicon Beach, C3 Systems and Security could have set up business anywhere else. So, why Torrance?
It actually was location, location, location. Overall, I think Torrance is great just because ease of in and out for our office, traffic's not bad, and the fact that we can get almost anything we need in Torrance. We're on a stable power grid by the airport. It's been really good to us. So I've kept my last 3 offices all within about 300 yards.
And on the grander side of things, business is good.
I'd say it's 20% growth in the past year. And as far as the next year, we're looking great for about the same. On 5 years, I see us probably growing out of this location, perhaps doubling in size.
And that steady growth and community involvement is one of the many reasons why C3 Systems and Security won the Torrance Advantage Award.
It was a great surprise. It was really cool to get. I was extremely thankful for Kirk at Torrance Bakery for nominating us. Truly, we were surprised that we got the award. Everything about it led just a domino effect of us getting really pumped up. We're in a time of major expansion, and to get that was like the catalyst. That really motivated everybody. We're very thankful to the city for that. It was a really amazing thing to get.
Thank you so much to C3 Systems and Security for welcoming the Common Sense production team to the engineering floor. Whether you're a high school student aspiring to work in IT security, or you're a business developer who wants to make your business impervious to hackers, you can head over to C3 Systems and Security at 23900 Hawthorne Boulevard, or go to their website at www.c3.la. And while you're online, head over to our Facebook page, Common Sense Torrance, to see what happens behind the scenes. And hey, why not give us a thumbs up too? So whether you're the CEO of a company who'd like to make your digital presence safer, or you're just a novice who's learning about internet security for the first time, I'd like to thank you for watching Common Sense, where we take a rare, behind-the-scenes look at local business and explore their secret to success. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.